Joe Holbrook here, the Cloud Tech Guy. We really need to talk. There's a lot going on in the tech sector, and I really don't want to see anyone get caught off guard. So let's talk about a few articles really quickly. Then I want to tell you what you need to do to get ready for what is really going to occur by the end of next earnings season. For those folks that haven't seen this site called TrueUp, this is where you track the tech layoffs. Now, I want to point out a few things, and I'm going to give you a couple links to some other articles that you may want to read. So first we have right here in May, June, and July were really the largest months for tech layoffs. That, of course, correlates to basically the second quarter earnings releases. And then we're going to get into the third quarter, and of course we'll start seeing the fourth quarter. And then when we start seeing a couple consecutive quarters of negative earnings, or actually lower than expected earnings with a lot of these tech companies, not to mention their share prices going down, this is when things really will get interesting. So I encourage you to check out TrueUp. There's 3 articles I encourage you to check out. The link is below in the description. First one is Tech Hiring Enters the Big Freeze. Now, this is an interesting article from Computer World. They have some really good insight from different perspectives from CEOs and other professionals. But one thing to point out here is that when we look at, for example, the comments from Mark Zuckerberg and folks from Client Search Group, which is a large recruiting company, basically you can tell the sentiment is not actually positive. So these are things you want to be aware of. But it also talks about the shift, the mentality of a lot of employees now, or even contractors. They realize that it might be time to start preparing just in case, right? It's all about being ready. The last thing you want is to be caught off guard. The next article is going to be from Vox. This is about the high-profile layoffs. This goes through some different scenarios. It also talks about consumer demand, the housing market briefly, a lot of interesting articles, and they give some of the numbers about the layoffs. Lastly, this one here is really focused more or less about recruiting companies and what they're seeing and what they are expecting to see for that matter. Okay, so what are the top things you should be doing right now? First is fairly obvious, right? You want to really get your resume and profile ready. Get it updated. Add those skills that you learned since the last time you were looking for work, okay? There's probably a considerable amount of new skills that you learned, so take advantage of that. The second thing that you would probably want to consider is certainly upskilling. Go out and learn a new skill on your free time if you can. There's so many great resources for you to take advantage of out there, whether it is free or paid resources. The third thing I would do is start getting in contact with some of your recruiting contacts. There's a lot of great resources out there that they may be able to help you get in touch with. And lastly, I think the most important thing to consider is really just to be ready. Don't be surprised. It's nothing that you have done in a lot of cases to why you've been laid off or will be laid off. Thanks for joining. Please definitely hit the like button and please subscribe if you want more content like this.